everyone, welcome back to another episode of Vlogmas. Today is day 13 and I'm going to be making homemade Glühwein. Glühwein has definitely been a theme this year. I had Glühwein on day 5, which was a European Christmas market or Christkindlmarkt in Excelsior, Minnesota, and I also had Glühwein on day 10, which was the Union Depot and Germanic American Institute day. I have to give credit to my sister Rachel Gore. We were talking about different Vlogmas activities to do this year, and she actually brought up making homemade Glühwein as a possible activity. When she said that, I immediately was like, yes, I have to do that. That's so fun. It shouldn't be too difficult to make Glühwein at home. I know I love it and it's very festive, so that is what we're gonna do today. I have my laptop here with the recipe. You might be having flashbacks to my crinkle cookie episode. I was here in my kitchen for that one as well. All I did was Google Glühwein recipe, tried to find the easiest recipe or the one that had the most reviews and 5-star positive reviews. I was able to find one on allrecipes.com, which is a website I've used before. I decided to go with this Glühwein recipe because it has 231 reviews and on average a 4.8 star rating. That seems pretty dang solid to me, so we're gonna go with this. The prep time is only 5 minutes. The cook time is 35 minutes, so total time 40 minutes. It yields 3 cups of Glühwein. It only has 5 steps and 6 ingredients. I'll show you the ingredients super quick. I have them all set out right here. So it calls for actually 2 oranges, 1 for cooking and 1 for serving. I'm just gonna go with 1. The recipe calls for white sugar, and instead I'm gonna use just a little bit of maple syrup. I've been trying to really cut down on my intake of added sugar and processed sugar in my diet. Thought, well, I'll have maple syrup in it, and I think I'm gonna have it or just try to use a smaller amount that the recipe calls for. And also I did go with some sweet red wine. This was only $6 at my local liquor store. Don't judge me, it's very delicious. I am not a fancy wine drinker. And also, important point here, even the recipe says that because you're cooking alcohol, you shouldn't use a very nice bottle of wine for Glühwein because there's all this stuff going into it. It's better to just go with something that's pretty cheap or, you know, okay, but not super fancy. I have this measuring cup out because it calls for a 1/2 cup of water. And then I have to highlight, this is probably the star of the show, Penzeys. I love this spice shop. It's so cute. I have gone to the Minneapolis store location several times. I actually had a Penzeys gift card from years ago from the one and only Uncle Squidward, Uncle Michael. The recipe calls for cinnamon sticks, so I went with this just really tiny pack of cinnamon sticks. The last ingredient is whole cloves. I never ever buy cloves. It was kind of fun picking this out. What I think is super cool about this recipe is you actually take the whole cloves and you stick them into the peel of the orange and then have it brew in the pot. The recipe isn't too complicated, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with all the prep work. The first step of this recipe is bring water, sugar, and cinnamon stick to a boil in the saucepan. What I might do is skip ahead to step number 2 in the recipe. It says cut an orange in half and squeeze the juice into the mixture. But also, third step is push the cloves into the outside of the orange peel and place into the simmering mixture. I think what I'll do is get my cutting board down from on top of my refrigerator, cut this guy in half just to get it ready, and then stick the cloves in before I start mixing things together in the stirring pot. Alright, it is time to try this homemade Glühwein. It's all ready to go. It's pretty hot still. I don't know if you can see the steam coming out of there, but I wanted to put the lid on just to like keep it hot while I set it out on my countertop. I have a couple of dish towels here so that it doesn't like melt my countertop, although I think it's pretty resistant to heat. I'm gonna try to ladle in some of this Glühwein into my mug without spilling or staining my very cute dish towel. We'll see. Maybe if I tilt it, oh, I don't know. Ooh, this might have been a bad idea. I'm just gonna try to do it over the saucepan. Okay, that's looking pretty good to me. Maybe it's just condensation, I don't know. No, I think I spilled just a little bit. Let me grab a paper towel. The good news is I don't think I got any of this on my dish towels, which was the goal. All right, I'm gonna try to sip just a little bit of this. Hopefully it's not super, super hot and I burn myself. Before I do so, I wanna quickly toast the queen, Taylor Swift. She was just named Time Person of the Year. I'm a huge fan. I love her stuff. I've been listening to her since high school. Such an amazing, incredible, talented woman. Since it's December 13th, I had to toast her because it's her birthday. So happy birthday, Taylor Swift. That is so good for homemade Glühwein. It definitely isn't as sweet as the Glühwein that I had at the Excelsior Market on day 5 or at the Union Depot, which was day 10 of Vlogmas. I definitely think that's because I reduced the sugar by a ton. I am very happy with that and I am going to be making more of it for sure. Thank you so much for watching. This was another recipe success, not a recipe fail. Gotta have the wins where I can take them. Cheers to you, cheers to Taylor Swift, cheers to a wonderful holiday season. I will see you tomorrow for episode 14.